In the early days of SpaceX and Tesla, Elon Musk would ask every single candidate the exact same question. Do you want to know what that question is? Of course you do. You're standing on the surface of the Earth. You walk 1 mile south, 1 mile west, and 1 mile north. You end up exactly where you started. Where are you? Now the answer is actually the North Pole. You'd end up making a triangle and end up exactly where you started. But the reason Elon asked this question wasn't just to see if you would get it right. In fact, a lot of the time, that wasn't what he was actually focusing in on. So what was he focusing in on? The main things he was looking for were people who were calm under pressure and critical thinking skills. Wanted to see how they approach it. Did they get rattled? Were they able to talk through it? Were they able to reason it in a way that made him think that this is a person capable of rationalizing difficult situations, thinking through them, and coming up with a great solution? And believe it or not, if you interview with SpaceX or Tesla today, you still have a very good shot of being asked this question. And remember, it's not just about saying the North Pole. It is much more about reasoning through it. It's about talking through, explaining, showing your thought process, and not being rattled under pressure. So remember that. Now, another question you might get asked if you're interviewing with SpaceX or Tesla is give me an example of some of the hardest problems you've solved and how did you go about solving them? It's funny, those of you who follow Elon on Twitter might remember when he tweeted out this. Now this is him actually talking about that and telling people that when they apply, he wants them to send in written examples of the hardest problems they have solved. So what is he looking for when he does this? Well, a few things. Hard is relative, right? So wanting to know what are the hard problems you have worked on, what's hard for you, and how big are the problems that you are working on solving. So that's the first thing. The other is motivation. When someone's describing the hardest problems that they're solving, you're often going to see motivation bleed through and you're going to find out what is a motivator for them. Additionally, he's looking for the ability to identify unique underlying problems and root cause. Somebody who can actually look at a problem and identify, here is the root cause, here's the issue, here's what we need to work towards solving is another big thing he's looking for when they're talking through what is the hardest problem you've solved. The last thing that you can get when someone's talking through this is you're going to understand people's individual strengths, weaknesses, and tendencies. By talking through some of the most challenging things you've had to do in your career, there is so much that someone can learn, whether it's an interviewer, a Tesla or SpaceX recruiter, or it's Elon Musk himself. By asking this question and having you walk through the most challenging things you've done, you are certainly going to learn a lot. Now this video is done, but this one right here is locked, loaded, and ready to go. If you're interested in working at Tesla, this video is going to show you exactly what the process looks like for engineering roles. It's going to give you actual interview questions and answers and tell you just about everything you need to know about the Tesla interview process.